Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great semester. First, I would like to begin by giving a few definitions from the book. First off, the book's definition of individualism-collectivism is described as one of the most frequently used approaches to describing, explaining, and understanding similarities and differences in a variety of cultural contexts. Also, a culture characterized as individualist is made up of people who are responsible to themselves and their family and whose individual achievement is paramount. And the last one, a collectivist culture is thought to consist of people who consider the group to be the most important, with emphasis on traditions, cooperation, and sharing of common goals and values. First and foremost, I want to talk about what I took away from the readings. It's truly amazing to me when you stop and think of all the small tasks that you do throughout the day, and the fact that every different culture probably does that one task differently. Even your most basic things, for example, chapter 3 talked about parenting styles. Parents do things differently in different cultures, including prenatal care, birthing classes, sleeping patterns for children, breastfeeding, and even discipline. Just to give a few examples that chapter 3 talked about dealing with pregnancy is cultural differences include different birthing procedures. I found that section rather interesting. Culture influences parenting styles within the first few hours of birth. For example, the way parents care for their child. The book also talked about that. Things that are influenced by socialization during the infant stage. They said we're sitting, crawling, walking, grasping, language, emotional expressions, attachment, and even the temperament of the child. It's all affected by the way the parents raise their child. And lastly, well, of course, breastfeeding, that changes quite often throughout cultures. But sleep was one that really caught my attention. I never had really thought about it, but sleeping habits also change throughout cultures. And the book said that sleeping habits are one of the first culturally determined parent-child interactions and helps us to understand cultural differences. And I never thought of it in that way. But some mothers sleep with their children until they are okay to sleep on their own. And in some cultures, the book said that's seen as neglect, which just seems crazy to me. But it's just really interesting to see other people's points of views. And also some children are able to sleep with their children throughout puberty. And again, I said that breastfeeding, there's many different ways to go about that. But one of the questions listed for the discussion was if are parents' socialization goals influenced by cultural context? And I truly believe it is. I mean, everything we do kind of depends on those around us. The reason we do certain things is because everyone around us does it. And I'm not talking about stereotypes or whether it's the cool thing to do or not, but just because it's a social norm. For a good example, I think about Facebook a lot. If someone goes on vacation, they always post, hey, we're going here. Does anyone know of any good restaurants or places that we should stop and see while we're there? I mean, we ask for people's opinion all the time on everything. The other question asked, if I were a parent, what qualities would I want my child to have? That's really hard to put in a small list, so I'll try to keep it short. But I mean, I basically just want the best for my child. I think one of the most important things is that I want my child to have respect, not only for others, but for themselves. I think that's crucial that they have a good self-esteem and sense of self and that they respect their body. I want them to be kind, genuine, independent, humble. I hope that they will learn to be patient and loving, hardworking, honest. I feel like most people would want this very much for their children, including much more. I do believe that what I want for my child reflects my cultural values. Although when you hear these values, you may think, well, who wouldn't want that for their child? But everyone has different values, and it's just cool to really sit down and think about that. I hope you all took something away from this. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of the semester. Thanks.